everyone, this is Sean. Welcome back to my channel. Please press the thumbs up button, subscribe, share, comment. I'm always looking forward to the dialogue. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. If you are watching this video, you probably saw the thumbnail and it captured your attention. You're probably wondering, Sean, what is the secret? Tell me about it. First, let me give you some background information. So that thumbnail that you saw, that was Chief Michael Kent of the Irvine, California Police Department. When he took that picture, he barely got promoted as chief, and he went through all the ranks. What does Chief Kent and I have in common? What does Chief Kent and Sean have in common? Well, number one, we both started around the same year in law enforcement, and that year is 2002. We both have, at that point in time when we took the picture, we have the same number of hash marks or service marks. What is the main difference between Chief Kent and Sean? Well, Sean screwed it up a long time ago. Guys, I have made so many mistakes in law enforcement. I don't want to sound like the victim, but guys, I have been blackballed in the beginning of my law enforcement career, and it's through my own mistakes. Sometimes I wish I would have just kept my mouth shut. I'll talk about this more in other videos, but I don't want to get into a drag out discussion and a pity party. I just want you to know that I've been through the reamer and back, and I have made so many mistakes. That being said, remember the old adage: a wise person learns from the mistakes of others, but only a fool learns off of their own mistakes. And for many years, I've been the fool. So this is what I learned. When you're out there searching for police departments or law enforcement agencies, I want you to look for a lifetime medical program. Very important, and I'll explain why in a minute. Where I work at, guys, I work in a dusty rural area. A dusty town. A dusty desert town. And it reaches 120 degrees in August. And I have decided last week that I'm going to end my career over here. I'm going to do the full 28 years of service. I'm not going to go anywhere else. I was thinking about applying somewhere else, but I'm going to stay in this dusty desert town. And why is that? Well, because they offer some type of a version of a lifetime medical. So that's what I want you to do, is when you're looking for law enforcement agencies, look for agencies that offer a lifetime medical program. For example, in Fontana, California, the school district has their own police department. If you do 14 years of service, you get lifetime medical, which means that when you leave after 14 years, you get to have your medical insurance paid for your whole entire life. They have these programs all over California. I'm sure in your state they have those programs. And I found one in my jurisdiction. Actually, with my employer, I found this program. And I reached out to our HR department and I asked about this program because I just wanted some clarification, because I could have sworn I read about it. At that time, about 20 years ago, I really didn't care what that paper said. That page that looked like it came out of a 1920s book. I mean, this page looks so old. I didn't care that it says lifetime medical, because my plan was to go to another agency. I was going to just do my 2 years, get my basic post certificate, and go to another law enforcement agency that is booming, it's flourishing, and there's a lot more opportunities. That was my plan when I was, 22. I barely turned 22. That's my plan, was to get out. Bottom line is, the last couple of years, I have thought about leaving this department, and then I found that page. So what this allows me to do is, after 20 years of service, I already met that requirement, I get 50% of my medical insurance paid up until I'm age 65. So it's not a lifetime medical, it's a semi-lifetime medical. So after 65, Medicare kicks in for me and everybody else that pays into the Medicare system. that insurance goes away. For every year of service that I provide past the 20th year, I get a 5% credit, which means if I work 2 more years, okay, so right now I have 20 years. If I do 22 years, then 60% of my insurance will be paid. If I do the full term 28 years, then I'll have 90% of my insurance paid. And here's the benefit, guys. That insurance premium that's paid on my behalf is worth $2,000. Actually, it's worth like $2,100. That would come out of my pocket to pay for PPO insurance. And what PPO allows me to do is go to basically any medical provider that's somewhat in the network and get the best services, medical services. Some of you are saying, I'm perfectly healthy. Well, that's true. You're healthy right now, but maybe not in the future. And you don't think about these things until you start gaining weight. You start becoming a little bit unhealthy. And then you get high cholesterol, high blood pressure, diabetes, heart conditions. Now you're talking about medical. But you don't think about that when you're young. When you're 20 years old and 30 years old. And according to some subscribers, I'm 42, guys. And according to some of my subscribers, that's young still. Now, I'm perfectly healthy. If you have a family, you got to think about your family too. Some of you are saying, well, I don't have a family. Who cares? I don't need lifetime medical. Well, you're going to start thinking about that more when you have a family. Now, we're in a family of 6. And the medical bills just constantly pour in every single month. It's stressful sometimes, you guys. But if I didn't have the proper medical insurance, then a lot of that would be coming out of our pocket. Okay, so maybe not right now you have a family, but later on you might have a family. So think about that, guys. I know that there's a lot of veterans that watch my videos. Thank you, by the way, for honorably serving our country. I don't believe that you can get a medical insurance plan for your whole family when you're discharged from the military. I think depending on your income level, you might have medical insurance just for yourself, but I don't believe it covers the whole family. If we have any military veterans that can state anything to the contrary, please let us know in the comment section below. But if you're a military veteran, you might say, oh, well, I can go to the VA. Well, that might be true, but you also have this medical insurance option. Maybe you don't want to go to the VA. Maybe the VA resources are too far away. Or maybe you have a family to take care of, and they are not able to go to the VA. So that's why you want to have lifetime medical. Now, I was doing some strategic planning, some retirement planning, and if I did 28 years of service, my check is going to be about $4,000 a month. $4,000 a month. And I know a lot of you guys out there, you're retired captains, commanders, chiefs from law enforcement organizations, and you're probably laughing at how much I'm going to be making a month. You got to remember that my organization, we're at the 2% at 50 plan. So basically, those who are on the 3 at 50 plan would be able to retire at age 50, but their take home, their retirement check won't be $4,000 a month. It might be somewhere like $6,000 a month. That's just to show you the differences. Okay. So my check is little. Now keep in mind that if I wanted to have a medical insurance plan that's the same, when I retire, I'm going to have to end up paying $2,000 a month. That's $2,000 a month. So for my retirement check of $4,000 a month, I'm only going to have $2,000 left. Okay, that's not too cool, guys. I don't even know if that's livable. That's not, right now, that would not be enough. But because of this semi-lifetime medical retirement plan for where I'm employed, I can retire in 8 more years after 20 years of service and keep my $4,000 a month, and on top of that have a full-blown awesome healthcare coverage. Again, you don't think about these things until you start having a loved one injured, sick, or yourself sick or injured. or you have a loathing illness, cancer, something like that, you don't think about it until those conditions start existing. Okay, guys, please be serious about this video. This is not legal advice, not financial advice, not professional advice. I think I just said that. Sorry, guys, I just got off work. You know, it all pays off. So in exchange for me working in this desert, dusty town that pays fairly decent, but I mean, if I went to San Francisco, I could get paid $180,000 a year, maybe even $200,000 with my experience. But my house is going to cost $1 million. Where I work at, the cost of living is very low. Some of you might be wondering, hey Sean, how do I know whether or not the department I'm applying to, or the department I want to apply to, whether or not they have a lifetime medical insurance program, or whether they have a near lifetime medical insurance program? Where do I look? Well, many times you could find out by reading the job flyer itself under the benefits section. If you are on the website, there's usually a benefits tab or benefits section, and you would find that type of benefit under that section. Now, some agencies won't advertise it. I don't know why my agency doesn't advertise for it. Maybe because it's going to cost a lot. I mean, the total cost of benefit for the program where I'm at, it's about $300,000 if I do make it till age 65. That's $350,000 that they'll have to put out. Cities, counties, law enforcement agencies, they generally don't want to put out $350,000 if they don't want to. Now, if it's a recruiting incentive, if they need to advertise that to get more officers, then I could see them wanting to publish that. But again, my agency doesn't publish it, and there's a lot of other agencies that don't publish it. So how do you find out? If it's not in the job bulletin, it's not in the job advertisement, what I want you to do is Google the name of the agency you want to apply with. So let's just say you want to work for, I don't know, the Irvine, California Police Department. So I want you on Google to type in Irvine, California Police Department, MOU. MOU stands for Memorandum of Understanding. Or I want you to type in the city or jurisdiction you want to work at and type in LOU. That stands for Letter of Understanding. Or I want you to also type in whatever jurisdiction you want to work at and then add the heading of, or enter the words, something to the effect of labor agreement or union agreement, something like that. And usually Google will lead you to the human resource section where you can find those articles and read more about it. And my agency, it briefly discusses this near lifetime medical retirement, and it mentions some other document which I don't believe I even got when I got hired. So that's the document I was telling you about in the beginning of the video, where it took them like a week and a half to find it and give it to me. I don't think that they wanted to give it to me, but I asked for it, and our human resource department, they're reasonable. I mean, they understand that this is a document that I need in order to feel confident in maintaining employment over there at my workplace. So that's how you find it, guys. Read the MOU from page 1 to page 20 or 50, how many pages the MOU is, and look for the section. Usually you look for the title of retirement benefits or medical retirement, and it'll be in there. So once again, if the agency's not advertising that they have it, I want you to look at the MOU. Use Google as your friend, and you should be able to find it. So that's all I got. Oh yeah, you can also call HR, the HR department where you want to apply, and you can ask about that. So that's all I have for this video. I'm looking forward to the feedback, the dialogue. If you guys have any suggestions on what I talked about, or if you want to just provide some general input, by all means, looking forward to dialogue. If you own a security company or you manage a security company, just keep in mind that you have to create some incentive to retain your employees. There's also some type of a medical trust benefit program that you could offer to your employees. Basically, you could do some type of company match, maybe dollar for dollar or whatever system that you want to use, and basically that account grows tax-free. The employee is able to use that for medical expenses, including insurance premiums when they retire from your company. So just give your employees a little bit more incentive to stay at your place of employment, other than just the incentive of having a job. That's all I got. Looking forward to dialogue. Take care.